Ladies and gentlemen, what day is it? Where does the time go? Where does the time go? Where does it go? I'm 42 and I don't know where it goes. It's already April. It's almost May. And we're in 2 weeks we're going to be seeing those Justin Timberlake memes. It's going to be May. Guess what? It is going to be May already. And I wake up early these days because I'm an adult. And where does the time go? I don't have enough time in a day to get my 8 hours of sleep and get everything done that I want to do. I have a to-do list. I have a checklist. I wake up every morning. I work out. I write a gratitude journal, and I write out a to-do list for the day, and I don't have enough time to do it. Where does it go? How is it already May? It's almost the middle of the year of 2024. No, how come no adult ever told me it was going to be like this? Adults, adulting sucks. Being an adult is people people are saying I love the things where it's like on the internet people are like don't high school and grade school they teach you math that you'll never use. They need to teach you how to like balance a checkbook or do your taxes. In grade school and in high school they should teach you how to do things that you're actually going to do. And I agree with this. And they should teach how to cook. They should teach how to, there's electives, but instead of geometry class, hey, teach people how to do basic survival needs, but also teach them the downfalls of an adult. Teach them the downfalls of being a middle-aged adult. There should be a class in grade school that says, hey, this is what you have to look forward to. There should be your sixth period after lunch is just middle-aged teachers being like every once a month you have an assembly and you bring in a middle-aged person who's just like, hey, it's not as cracked up as you think it is. Sure, you can eat cereal for dinner. Sure, you can eat cake for breakfast, but your back hurts when you look the wrong way too fast. Sure, you can eat cereal for dinner, but if you get out of bed too fast, you're going to get lightheaded. Being an adult, I mean, come on, man. It's fun. Sometimes. But no, I wish my parents instead of my parents being like, yo, when I was your age this was a thing, I wish they would have said, hey. I wish my grandparents would have been like, hey stretch more. And I stretch now. And I stretch out now, and I said I worked out this morning. I hike in the mornings. I do like a lazy hike. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. But there's a place by my house that has a 380-degree view of Los Angeles, and on the peak, not 380-degree, 340-degree. It's a moderate. There's some inclines, but not really. It's mostly just like a park and a lot of place you can walk. But they have body weight machines that I work out on that I love. I probably mentioned it before. But I get up early and I go, and it's a part of town, like it's only old people that are doing it. When I'm there at 6 in the morning, it's only old people that are doing it, that are going for walks early in the morning. There's a lot of couples, a lot of old couples. That is awesome. I'm envious of these older couples. They're probably 70 years old. There's this lady who's, I know her, we know each other. Her name's Betty. She's like an old black lady who reminds me of my grandmother, Janice. And she's always walking with friends, and she's always calling me by my real name, and I'm calling her. I'm like, hey, Betty, and we're having fun. And today she wasn't there, so I'm concerned. Anytime there's an old person regular that I see that isn't there, I'm kind of like, uh-oh. But they're all spry, they're all walking, they're all fine, and they're all, they all got, they're exercising, they probably stretch every morning, they probably drink a lot of water, they are living their life. And one of the reasons why I do that is because I want to be that active and physical. And when I'm their age, I want to be upright. I want to be upright. I don't want to be hunched over, like some of these old dudes that are you see walking with canes and walkers, and they're barely functioning, and they're 90 years old and they're 80-year-old, and they're like, and I want to be able, that's one thing that with the phone, looking at our phones, and our posture is getting worse and worse. But that it's like that's what I want to do. That's why I work out. I try to stretch. I don't stretch as often as I should, but I definitely want to. I want to do that. I do that for that reason, and it got me like I'm wondering why. It got me wondering why old people why do old people use canes and walkers? They're waist high and they gotta hunch over and walk and use the cane, and it's like, dude, that's bad for your posture. Like, get a staff. How come old people don't use staffs? Like, Gandalf was old and he stood upright and he had a staff. A staff is the same thing as a cane. You put a handle up on top, put a oh shit handle on the top of a staff, right? Like a billy club. Get a giant billy club instead of a cane. Get a giant billy club and use that. Like, use the billy club to hold yourself up while you're walking, or use a staff like Gandalf. Gandalf was stood and upright, and he had a staff, and he was old as can be. He was Gandalf the Grey, then he's Gandalf the White. And when you're old, you're going to be old and gray. Then if you're older, you're going to be old and white. And I don't want to be hunched over walking, like an old lady, an old witch lady in the old cartoons, that's why I want to do that. Here's the thing. I have an apology. I have to apologize. I have a confession to make. Punch in a little closer for the camera here if you're watching. I, for the last, 20 years of my life, have been saying I don't like oatmeal raisin cookies. And I gotta admit, I actually do like oatmeal and raisin cookies. Especially the ones with glaze, with a little bit of icing, a little bit of frosting on them. Oatmeal raisin cookies are pretty fucking delicious. I don't love raisins separately. I like them in Chex Mix. I'm a big proponent. Look, I hate pickles, and I say that a lot, and I still do. And that I mean I don't like pickles. But I would make fun of raisins being a useless additive. And if it's a little bit salty of a raisin in a treat like Chex Mix or Trail Mix with M&Ms and nuts and pretzels, or in a cookie with oatmeal, it's pretty fucking good. Oatmeal raisin cookies are good. And I've been part of the community. It's like the Nickelback of cookies. People love to make fun of it. People love to say people don't like it. But Nickelback's got a lot of bangers. Okay, Creed has a lot of bangers. Put a little bit of sugar frosting on an oatmeal raisin cookie. It's pretty fucking delicious. Pretty good. So I just wanted to apologize publicly for that. I've been lying to you all the last couple decades of my life. And I wanted to get that off my chest and say that I actually like oatmeal and raisin cookies. They're good. I was I tried to listen to a book. I was listening to this book. First off, let's talk about this first. How do you believe anything from history? How does anybody believe any story they hear from history? How do you believe everything you hear that, George Washington did this? How does anybody believe anything that ever happened? Because I have friends that will tell a story that happened over and over again, and by the 10th time I hear it, it's changed. They've added a lot of embellishments. So that got me wondering, is like, how do you believe anything from the 1700s? How do you believe anything about Christopher Columbus? How do you believe anything about the forefathers? How do you believe anything about anything that came out really ever? I mean, even the news is biased, right? So like, if the news now is biased, that means it's always been biased. So how do we know what is real about history? How do we know? And I thought of that because I was trying to listen to this book called Titan about a gentleman by the name of Rockefeller, and it was 30 hours long. And why? Why do we need books that are so thick the audiobook is 30 hours long? Okay? I can't read. I need to listen to books. My brain goes off into space anytime I'm reading a book for any amount of time. So I need to listen to books. And nothing scares me more, nothing makes me say pass more than an audiobook that is more than 10 hours. Why? Cut it up, split it up. Give me it in pieces. Give me a 10-hour book about when Rockefeller was a kid. Netflix has shows has seasons of shows, right? They're 10-hour seasons, right? They're 8-hour seasons. Netflix splits things up. Podcasts split things up. Split it up. What do we need a 30-hour book for? Give me a sequel. Like, give me Harry Potter has 8 books. If you're going to give me a book about a guy's life like that, just give me it in pieces, right? Like, I can't commit to a 30-hour book. I could commit to a 7 to 10-hour book because I listen to books at 1.75 speed, so that's technically almost a 5-hour book, right? That's almost a 4.5-hour book, okay? But I can't commit to a 18-hour book. I can't commit to a 17 or a 16-hour book. When I see 30 hours, even if I'm doing the math of fractions because I'm listening to my books faster, I don't want a 30. I can't. 30 hours? 30 hours is too long of a book. It's too long of a TV show. I'm not going to watch 3 seasons of a TV show in one sitting. Maybe I'll do that over 3 weeks. But if I'm listening to a book over 3 weeks while I'm driving or working out, I'm going to lose interest and something new is going to come in my feed and be like, oh, that's cool. So that's why I thought about the history stuff, because I'm like, why does no book, I'm going to say this, no book should be longer than 7 hours if you're listening to it. No book should take longer than 7 hours to read. If it does, give me 2 parts like they did with Twilight. They break up these last books, okay? Hunger Games, it was 1 book, and you know what they did? They gave me 2 movies. And even that they split up over 4 hours, okay? Split these books up. Stop writing books longer than 7 hours. That's that. Yeah, that's what I got today. That's what I got this week. I had a good weekend. I filmed some content for this company I kind of work for. I hung out with some friends. I did some comedy, hung out with some comedians. Feeling grateful, feeling worthy. I got a lot of fun ideas. This one show I'm kind of working on. Give me positive energy. If you've made it this far and you're listening, give me some energy. There's this production company that likes this reality show I created and I developed, and I'm working with another co-producer, and we're developing it, for this production company to kind of pitch out and take around, and they're going to put the resources in and make a sizzle and do all of that. So I'm excited about that. I'm hopeful. I'm grateful. I have another couple other ideas I'm trying to get off the ground. I dusted off an old series, internet social content series idea I've had years ago, and trying to get that off the ground. A buddy of mine connected to me with a company that I'm trying to get to sponsor or let me do it over at their place, because it's very location based. I don't know. I don't know what else is going on in my life. I'm not dating anybody, still taking a break from that. I got to get back doing more stand-up. Stand-up's been on the back burner again because it's more fun to make things with people as of late. I threw away I stopped doing a lot of my old material because I didn't want to be in the self-deprecating brain muscle, like I've said, and that's been really great. I haven't been making jokes at my expense in a long time. And now I just need to actually find the time. Where does the time go? Find the time to sit down and try to rework my old jokes into a new frame, a new mindset that's more positive and less at my expense and less hateful towards myself. And I've been good at that. I've been good at feeling grateful and worthy and loved. And this has been great. Making these has been good for my creativity and good for my energy. It gives me something to do, and it gives me a creative outlet as well. And I appreciate anybody who listens, as always. If you're listening to this, like, comment, subscribe, smash the follow button. If somebody's, help get the word out. Give me some reviews. Please go on my Instagram and my YouTubes and share some videos. Help me on YouTube. I'm almost at 600 followers. Instagrams are, my TikToks, I'm stuck at 25,000 followers. So if you're listening to this and you've made it this far, go share me some love on social media at Razzle Dangerously on Instagram, at My Name is Razzle on TikTok, at My Name is Razzle on Facebook and YouTube. All of those links are down below if you're listening to this on Spotify. Go give me some support, please. I appreciate you. I hope you have the best week ever. I hope everything's blessed in your life, and I hope good things come your way. And I just appreciate any sort of interaction on the social algorithms that you give me, because that's the game we're playing. We need interaction. We need to get the the comments, the likes, and all that bullshit going to get promoted by the Matrix gods that are the social media apps, which is now the game we're playing. It's a content game. Once again, thanks again for everything, and don't forget to check the expiration date on the food in your refrigerator, and if there's something you don't like, leave it in the comments.